Good morning, friends and fam. How are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Oh my God, it feels so good to be doing this reading with you today. It has been a hot minute. Thank you for everyone who was being patient while I was recovering. I had this random throat thing. I completely lost my voice. It took way longer to recover than I wanted, but I'm back. We're here. We're doing this. Oh, I hope you guys are all doing well. While I start to shuffle the cards, I don't know if you guys are feeling it. I'm sure you are. I definitely am. A lot of my friends are. This eclipse is probably going to be a doozy. Hi. You're good. Personally for me, yesterday, so many emotions were running through me. So many. Main one being anger. And if you know me, I am not an angry person. But I was just waiting for someone to look at me the wrong way yesterday. It was crazy. It was crazy. I bring this up just to let you know, hey, if you're feeling things, if you're going through things and they're just triggering you, things are just feeling touchy, you're not alone. It's a thing we're all going through. Yeah, wild time with this eclipse. But we are here. We're doing it. We are doing the most. We're gonna find our way through it. All right, my loves. Ooh. Spirit, what message do we have for the collectives for the here and now? I already have this feeling that this reading is going to be really good. I was listening to some music before I started. Ooh, what is that? We're gonna take that. Right before I started filming, I was listening to this song, Here's to Life. And I feel like I might title that reading, or this reading. No, I'm not taking you. Yeah, I just feel like so many things are opening up. So many possibilities are opening up. So many timelines are kind of being resorted and collapsing. And it's going to be an interesting time. Do we need to look at what this is before we start? Oh, Eight of Swords, first card out. I hope you can see that. I should always check where my camera's pointing. I literally put it on the tripod and turn it on and start going. Can I talk about this? Is the first thing I'm doing today. It might look a little darker because this is a little earlier than I prefer to film in here. The sun's not on this side of the house yet. So I hope there's enough light. You might hear some extra sounds in the back. It was just breakfast time for the kitties and they're literally right behind the sofa chomping away. So if you see a tail go by or hear some little crunchies, it's just the babies having their breakfast. Eight of Swords. Yeah, I feel like a lot of us can probably relate to this in this moment of in this moment of feeling like things aren't progressing. I'm not growing. My manifestations aren't coming in. I'm not seeing any changes in the physical. And then from the 8 down to the Ace. So truth, communication. Aces are always about new beginnings as well, right? And I'm thinking of the phrase, the truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. To me, this is also a kind of nod to being authentic and genuine, and not just in, knowing who you are, which is always important and great, and you should do that all the time. But to me, this particular Ace of Swords is really about being authentic in your actions, in your motions, in your gestures, how you are connecting with the outside world, right? We are also in Mercury retrograde, just started yesterday. So a very good time to be very aware of all the things you do and say, right? Making sure that, your message is being delivered correctly, and hopefully it's also being received correctly. But yes, look at that. The truth will set you free. Maybe that'll be the name of the video. This reading is going to have so many levels. But yes, coming out of this period of stagnation, coming out of this period where nothing seems to be happening, and then literally, out of nowhere, comes the missing piece. We have the Strength card. So yes, totally, as we're talking about feeling in a stuck position. Strength card, endurance. And again, Strength card is never a card about forcing, right? You're not forcing your will upon a situation or another person. This is just about knowing you can persevere, knowing that you can make this happen, knowing that things are going to be okay, right? And trusting that that's how it's playing out. trusting you have the strength and the ability and the capabilities to do what needs to be done, right? We have the Knight of Pentacles. You've been making slow and steady progress. No matter what it feels like, no matter what it looks like on the outside, you have been making steady progress, right? Every day is one step closer. And then look at that. Then the Sun card. Blessings, light, warmth. Post the eclipse, now you have full sun exposure. The light is shining down on you. More confirmation. Good things are coming. Good things are happening. Wheel of Fortune. Things are changing. And again, as the wheel turns, it brings all those wonderful things closer. And it also takes things away, right? While we're talking about taking things away, yes, we had this amazing solar eclipse in Aries a couple days ago. We do have a lunar eclipse. Is it in Scorpio? Am I remembering that correctly? I could be wrong on that. I want to say it's Scorpio. So there is going to be a lot of releasing, especially for our fixed signs. So if you're big three, if you have any fixed sign placements, there's probably going to be some release going on in your reality thanks to this lunar eclipse if it hasn't started already for you. Cardinal signs, you're definitely getting a bit, okay. Cardinal signs wanted to talk about something, apparently. King of Swords in the reverse. Five of Cups. Hanged Man. I forget the Hanged Man I saw first. I'm going to do it this way. And then 10 of, oh no, there's another one hiding. 10 of Cups. And Knight of Swords. Okay. I feel like we're going to talk about this set for a minute. 5 cards, that's a good chunk. Bottom of the deck, as we talk about these 5 cards, 7 of Wands. So again, being authentic. Also be aware, especially with all this Aries energy, try not to be defensive. Don't take things super personally. Even if you feel like you're being under attack, don't react. You know, there's no need to get your swords out or your wands out in this case and start firing off spells, right? Try to stay calm. Don't take it personally. Just do you, right? We talked about being authentic earlier, and here's that same energy. It may feel like everyone else has a shared opinion and you're the only one who thinks that way. That's fine. It's your life you're responsible for, so you're going to do it your way, right? So again, this importance to just kind of stand on your own 2 feet, stick to your guns, do what you think is right, do what feels, you know, right and pono to you. That's all that matters. Now, with this set of 5 cards, I was going to say there's a humbling, but that's not the right word. I'm going to put these down for a second. We have here the Hangman, which talks to the need to get a new perspective, right? But again, that also kind of ties into this 8 of Swords. It's that, you know, suspended animation, right? You're kind of hanging out in a tree, looking at things, trying to get a new perspective, seeing things differently, but we're not necessarily moving, right? It's hard for this dragon to get around if he's hanging from a tree. So that's kind of the space we've been in. So some of us, this could have been just a physical thing and we just, you know, weren't moving anywhere. We weren't getting ahead. We weren't, you know, it didn't feel like we were making any progress. Some of us, this definitely could have been internal, more spiritual, or just, you know, on a mental level, trying to assess our situation and trying to see things, you know, under a certain light. Especially with the perspective aspect, we have this King of Swords in reverse. Upright, this is a great card of foresight for me, like seeing the finish line ahead, you know, looking at the big picture, right? How do all these pieces kind of fit together? What's the ultimate goal? With this card in reverse, we probably haven't been seeing it that way. And part of that may not necessarily be that you don't have the abilities to do that you don't have the foresight to do that. I almost want to argue that there was so much going on kind of immediately in front of you that it was very hard to see beyond that. There's been so many fires that needed to be put out. There's been so many situations that needed your immediate attention that you couldn't really step away and kind of remove yourself for the moment to take stock of everything. You were very, very entrenched in whatever needed to be taken care of, especially with this 5 of Cups. Some of it might have been really, really hard. With the 5 of Cups coming out, you guys probably have let go of a lot of things already, right? I know I talk about the lunar eclipse being a good time to release. Some of that has already been cleared for a good chunk of you. And you know who you are, right? Don't fret about it. Don't worry about it, right? If you gotta cry, that's fine, you know, but it's also about moving on, right? You release it so you free yourself up to move forward. Because look at what's waiting. 10 of Cups. Ultimate happiness, emotional contentment. I was going to say commitment. There might be some commitments coming in for some of you, or some of us. I'm included in that too. Let me get some tea. Hold on. Oh, still crazy hot, but delicious. So good things coming. And yes, for some of us, probably a lot of some funky stuff had to go. But honestly, I want to say for those of you that resonates with, you knew what needed to let go. It was already uncomfortable. You were already not happy with it. Some of you, I want to say very few of you, not many of you, but some of you were in a place where like it's comfortable. It sucks, but it's comfortable. And at least I know this devil, you know, better the devil you know, that whole phrase. I want to see you still didn't want it. You still knew it needed to go. And for those of you where you were in a place where you're willing to let it go, ready to let it go, I'm sure a lot of that has started to filter. The next opportunity, like the thing to take its place, may not be here. So some of you might have been, you know, like I want to let it go. I'm ready to let it go. But like, if I let it go, the other thing's not here yet. So I'm like, I'm waiting for that door to open. It's opening. Take this as confirmation. It's coming. It's on its way. It's, you know, UPS man's about to drop it off. 3, 2, 1, boom. If anyone's doorbell rings, oh my God, that'd be hilarious. This Knight of Swords, very fast moving energy. I want to say this is more speaking to your intention, your like drive, your motivation to make this happen. Because I feel like a lot of you you're like, you're ready. Let's do this. I'm ready. Come on, universe, spin that wheel. Bring that good juju on in, right? So I think a lot of us are hungry. We're ready. We're like at that point. We're like, well, let's make this happen. Again, coming very soon. Because look, there's our Ace of Swords still, right? Amongst all the dark stormy clouds, there's the truth, right? There's the message inside of it. So we know you're hungry. We know it's going to happen. Trust. Once it kicks off, it's going to be real quick, right? But it still feels like we're in that pause where some of us, it might still be refining this perspective. I think most of us, it's like we're dealing with this Wheel of Fortune. We're waiting for all the external things to get into alignment with where we are now, because you're chomping at the bit. I can see it. Like, don't worry, it's coming. It's coming. And again, the key is this 7 of Wands. The key is your authenticity, right? So be very, very conscious of what signals you're putting out there. And I don't necessarily mean signals to the universe, because almost everything we do, right, is a signal to the universe. All our little cells are like coded and connected. But you know, that's what I mean when I talk about like be very aware of your actions, your words, right? Because how you're being perceived is what's going to attract those doors. So even if you're ready and willing and able, but you know, you keep, you know, I'm just gonna use the example of like being like a Debbie Downer and being all humdrum about current situations, right? If you can't get out of the funk, right? If you stay and sit in this 8 of Swords energy and not kind of open up and believe that more is better, more is coming, but you just kind of keep repeating this like humdrum story, that's what's gonna come, right? That's the magnetic pull you're putting out there, right? You know, so being in your authentic self, being in your authentic reality, talking about the things that light you up, that bring you joy, that excite you, that fuel your passions, that's what gets you recognized. That's what makes you the match, right? You want to be the match for what you're calling in, because it's already looking for you, but it has to be able to recognize you. Yeah? Came right back out again. 7 of Wands. Oh, yes, baby. 9 of Cups. So again, emotional contentment. And you have a new Ace of Pentacles. So if this is work for some of you, if you have been worried about financial stability, trust, baby, you are about to be very, very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. But again, it's about being authentic, being true to you, right? I was gonna say knowing what you want, but sometimes that even isn't the key, right? I would say, especially since the next card out is this 9 of Cups, I would say it's knowing how you want to feel, right? What does the finish line, right? Because we're talking to that king of swords we had earlier. What does that finish line look like? How do you feel standing in that moment, right? What does it feel to have the thing, right? The job, the partner, the home, you know, whatever this situation is for you. And it's probably going to be multiple things. Hi, babies. You might see a kitty run through this table real quick. Hi, Bubba. Pepe. Leave her alone. That's your sister. Why are you being all feisty now? See, now they've ate, so they've got fuel. You literally might see a kitty run across. Hey, calm down. Oh, my little Pisces. All right, babies. You good? Yeah, you good? Hey, mama. All right. Where were we? Yes. So, Ace of Pentacles. Love it. 2 cards of new situations. So again, open up to new possibilities. They are coming. They're waiting for you. Hi, Bubba. But just make sure you stand in your power. Some of you, this might mean you need to get grounded. Oh, God. As I say that, I look down. King of Pentacles. So yes, definitely need to stay grounded. A lot of masculine energy coming up too, right? We've got 2 kings and a knight. 2 kings and a knight. Yeah, we haven't had any. Yeah, we've got no queens. We've got no princesses. Wow, look at that. Okay. So masculine energy might need a little bit of grounding, right? And we all have masculine energy in us. This affects us all. I'm speaking to everyone. Don't worry about gender. But might need to be... This isn't like a doom and gloom thing, but it's just something to be aware of. If you start feeling that like aggressive tendency popping up, if you start feeling defensive, know how to recognize that and know what you need to do for yourself to bring that back down, right? For me, and this is gonna be silly, but to me, it's like there are certain foods that always kind of get me back down, right? And it's usually things that are, you know, I just call them earthy. Not that they necessarily taste earthy, but it's that very like of the earth type of thing. Like a friend of mine, like she would always do eggs, and I find eggs to kind of do the same thing for me. So like eggs, I'll do. Dark chocolate is probably my immediate go-to. That always kind of helps like bring me back. Chocolate in general is always great, but specifically dark chocolate for like if I'm eating chocolate for grounding, it's gonna be dark, and it's gonna be as dark as I can freaking find it. Like, just get me down. Like, whoa. That's, I mean, and again, that's the kind of stuff that works for me. You might have different things, and that's fine. It doesn't even have to be food, but I just know that's a good, like, quick one for me. Like, a boiled egg, piece of dark chocolate. It's a good little break for me to like, oh, okay, we need to come back to ourselves. The emotions are starting to run a little hot. Judgment, rebirth. Yes, rebirth. But this is also answering your calling, right? So there's probably going to be a big alignment to soul purpose coming up with this eclipse, or both of these eclipses, this whole eclipse season maybe. But definitely, friends, this is going to be so good. This is going to be so good. What else do I get with this Judgment card? Okay, Hermit in reverse. So with this rebirth, if any of you have been isolating, if any of you have been like, you know, I know this isn't the situation I'm supposed to be in, and maybe I recognize that I'm supposed to be here for this moment, there's a reason why I'm here, but I'm ready for next. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready for something different. Oh, someone flipped over. What's this? 8 of Wands, connection, communication, speed. Told you it's gonna be fast. Once it happens, it's gonna be fast. This Hermit card coming in reverse, this is about you engaging again, right? This is about you leaning in again, right? Whatever your situation is, whatever you're working through, whatever you're detaching from, I definitely believe there was a reason for it. You served a purpose, whether this purpose was for you or you were the conduit for someone else's lesson. However that's playing out or did play out, I want to say that moment is done. Like that phase is over, right? We've got the Judgment card, which is all about rebirth and new life and rising from the dead and coming out of it. You have this Hermit that's like, okay, now you don't have to isolate anymore. You don't have to sit on the peak and observe. Now is the time that we're going to get dirty. But it's because we're doing things that are truly in alignment for us. So again, either we're coming out of some type of pause. I think for a lot of us, we were probably in a situation where we were there to benefit the people around us, is what I want to say. And that doesn't mean you didn't gain anything from it either, but it did feel, it does, I truly want to say that there was something about being in service. And it doesn't mean necessarily you were actively serving someone or something, but just your presence being there, and maybe just being able to be seen there was why you needed to come, right? Like you being your authentic self, speaking your truth, having that seen by another person or a group of people helped to inspire something. Or it might not have. Your mission might have been there to drop something off, and it's possible the people there didn't want to receive it. And that's, that's their responsibility. That's their kuleana. Let it be. But that's why you get to go on now. You did your part. They get to figure out their lives, whether they took that advice or not. Whether they learned that lesson or not, you get to move on. And you're going to. We're all going to. Definitely going to be rewarded. Look how many good cards. We have the 10 of Cups, we got the 9 of Cups, we have the Wheel of Fortune. You have 2 different aces. Even with the 8 of Wands, bringing messages and guidance and speed. Some of you, it might even be travel. Oh, hold on. 3 of Pentacles, the support coming in. Everything kind of falling into place. Any other messages before we move to another deck? Oh, yeah. King of Wands. We've got 3 of the 4 masculines. I'm telling you, this Aries energy is trying to pop off. But notice we went first from an unbalanced one, right? Especially in the mental space, because it was King of Swords. So coming out of a funky perspective, coming out of a weird, I almost want to say like the lens was dirty. Like we couldn't see things clearly. Our headspace didn't allow us to see the full potential of the situation, the full potential of yourself, the fullness of the possibility. But now we've got these other 2 kings that are upright, grounded, right? One that's grounded in sense of self, grounded in security, and now we have one that's heightened and connected to spirit, right? Powerful manifester. And I think we're going to talk about, bottom of the deck, the Emperor. Oh my God, yes, masculine. So you got this. You got this. Oh, 8 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, another ace, Ace of Wands. So walking away from what does not serve, dedicating our time and energy into the things that do. And there we find passion, drive, and motivation. Love, 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 love. Okay, so the Divine Masculine within all of us. And for those of you who are Divine Masculines, you're probably going to feel this a little bit more. But to the masculine within all of us, there has been, we're going to pause. We're going to talk about this real quick. This is heavy. Okay, I'm going to need some chocolate after this. To the Divine Masculine in all of us, there is a big push to know thyself. And I say that in a way which is almost feminine. And I'm gonna use the tarot as the example. So okay, actually here, we're gonna find the Empress. Where are you, mama? So this Emperor, very logical card, right? He brings law, he brings order, he brings structure, great leader. He's the king of the kingdom. We love him. But when I talk about this knowing, he needs facts, right? He needs to see it written on paper. It needs to be scientifically proven, right? There needs to be evidence for him to quote unquote know something. the divine masculines right now, I think, are going through this period where they are, oh, why are you upside down? How interesting. There we are. The divine masculines are going through this knowing where it's not, I have the evidence, I can prove it, I've tested it, therefore I know this is real. There's a push in the masculine energy to know just because you are worthy, to know that you are capable because you are, right? You don't need the evidence, you don't need the proof, you don't need the thing telling you you can do it. You should already know you can do it, right? Because it's who you are. Think about how many times the Seven of Wands has popped up in the reading, right? It's about just being you. And by being true and authentic to yourself, you are going to be the person you need to be to make all these things happen, right? So that's that big thing that's happening in the divine masculine, where you're almost kind of taking some of the kind of like spiritual energy of the feminine and adopting it into this masculine like framework, right? Because as much as she needs the structure of the masculine, right? Because she just runs free and wild and creates and brings life and light to everything, right? She can be untamed. She can just run wild, right? She can be a little free soul and not direct anything and just be creating, right? You know, so while both energies are needed, a balance of both is what's important. Hi, baby. Hi. Oh, I talk about the Empress, and you're like, you talking about me? You talking about me? Hi, baby. So there's a. I'm gonna keep doing what I do, but I'm kind of learning a new way to evolve how I do it, right? And then again, that's touching the masculine in all of us. And to me, the big takeaway is that knowing, you know, it's having that belief in yourself. I don't need it validated. I don't need it written down on paper. I just know. I know I can do this. I know I'm deserving of this. Like, I know I can do what you need me to do. Give me a task and I'll show you. So I'm gonna get off that soapbox. That just felt super, super important. So I don't know who needed to hear that. Probably all of us. I feel like I needed to hear it too. Oh my goodness. Oh, tea is another thing. If you need some grounding. Hence why it's in the video. I don't know. Yeah, divine masculines. And it's talking to all of us. There is a moment of just kind of settling into yourself and knowing your power and owning it. You a boss. You a boss, boo. All right, let's do, I want to do these guys next. Oh my God, it was so funny. Like, I literally like got out of bed and I was like, we're doing this reading. We're doing it now. So don't mind the setup. It literally was like, throw things on the table and we're going to get this done because I just can't get into, I can't like wait to get into this reading. So even the decks, I was like, I don't know what we're doing, but I'm into these dragon vibes. I'm going to grab these cards because they're telling me to, and here we are. I feel like I normally try to like theme it so they all kind of make sense. But this time I've got dragons, I've got astrology, I've got angels, we got all kinds of things on this table. But it's what felt right? It's what was authentic in the moment, and that's what we do. Oh my gosh, okay. So if you follow my Instagram, at the Guiding Chariot, this card came up last night. I did a collective reading before I went to bed because I was just like, something's coming out. This was one of the 4 cards that came out in last night's reading, North Node, so all about the future, right? We talked about this King of Swords, having to take care of so many immediate mundane things that we couldn't look too far ahead, right? Our attention was needed elsewhere. Now is the moment where we can look ahead. We can finally step out of this situation, whatever this funky 8 of Swords moment was. Now is the moment you can step back. You can, I don't want to necessarily say you can breathe a little bit. You can, of course, always breathe. But it's just, either that situation doesn't require as much attention as it did, or you're at a place where you're like, you know what, this really isn't that important to me. Like, that's not significant enough to eat up as much of like my time and energy that I was letting it take. So now you're putting it into, okay, where am I headed? What's my direction in this life? Oh, love. I even love the art in that card, how it kind of looks like there's, and I always look at it both ways. Like it feels like there's like this like tunnel of light that's being beamed down onto us, just being downloaded to us, but it also looks like a telescope looking ahead, looking forward, right? Finding that point. Oh, you also have the lunar phases in there, talking to the cyclical nature of everything. So that old cycle is fading out as this new kind of waxing period is coming in for us. Oh, that got me so excited. Like, you don't even know. Like, I'm so happy seeing that card. I'm like just vibrating. Oh. Oh. Oh, this is gonna be such a good day. Oh, this is gonna be such a good day. I love it. Oh my God, I can't wait for you guys to see this reading. I think the whole day I'm like editing it and like waiting for it to upload. I'm just gonna be like twitching. Like, you guys, oh, so happy. So happy. I'm so happy. So random. I don't know what this energy is, but I like it. All right. Anything else from this deck? Is that it? Is that all? Oh, okay, fine. See, I get impatient and they start throwing things at me. All right. 6th house, sustainability. Yes, this ain't going nowhere. This is long-term, baby. Capricorn, achieve. Leo energy, shine. Hello, hi. Is this the moment? Are you in the moment? Are you the one? Love this. So yes, focusing on our future. What's it gonna look like? Why? Because this is finally the future that can stay. This is the future that can last. And of course, change is always constant. Like, nothing will ever stay exactly the same. But when we're talking about the direction we're heading, when we're talking about the lifestyle we're planning on living, when we're talking about our purpose, how we live in service, all of those things. Oh, sorry, I'm kind of tearing up. Like, you are headed where you're meant to be, and you are where you're meant to be in this moment. And it just feels like this is the launching pad. You've done it, baby. You've done it. Oh my God, we've done it. We've done it. Of course, this could be speaking directly to Capricorns and Leos, but honestly, this is energy for us all. Bottom of the deck, 5th house, passion. Yes. Definitely aligning to soul purpose. Definitely in alignment with your path. Oh my goodness. What a magical day. Okay, I think we're done with this deck. Even I'm like, okay. We've shouted enough. Okay, one more deck, and then we're gonna be off on this adventure. Yes, please. Hi. So exciting. All right, angels, what final messages do you have for us? Oh, that really did actually like tear me up a bit. Oh, I have to get in the ocean later. That's definitely happening. Oh, okay. You can tell I'm a Cancer. Such a baby. You'd think I was watching a Hallmark commercial. Okay. Oh my God. I'm giving each and every one of you like a big hug right now. Like, this is so cool. This is so cool. I need to cut you. Is that what's happening? Oh, no, there we go. See? Once I start getting impatient, I'm like, fine. You would think I would learn more patience after all of this time. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna have to read this before I turn it around because I'm not gonna remember this. So Archangel, Christiel? I'm probably saying that wrong. But all about higher consciousness, light. Oh my God. And this is again that defined feminine energy, right? You have Christ consciousness. I mean, you can see Christiel. So it's that influence of the feminine, right? Oh, yeah, I didn't even see that. It even says Christ light down at the bottom. Oh, that's hilarious. I literally just saw higher consciousness and light. I didn't even realize that there was text in that corner. Again, it brings me back to what we were talking about with the Emperor and the Empress energy, right? So that divine Emperor. And to my masculines that are watching, know that this isn't a like, oh, the Empresses are so amazing and the Emperors are just learning. No, you're both amazing, but you both can learn, and there's both moments for growth, right? For all of us. It's just that the Emperors right now, I shouldn't say Emperors, the divine masculine in all of us, is learning how to operate in a way that maybe isn't so assertive and aggressive, right? Where we don't need the tangible facts, we don't need the hard evidence. We're not in a debate, we're not fighting a case. Like, just be the boss you are. You're the emperor regardless if someone says so or not. Like, you're still the emperor, right? It doesn't need to be quantified, it doesn't need to be verified. Like, you just are, right? And that knowing is what you're getting from the divine feminine at the moment. That's the balance that's happening. So you're getting a little of that feminine influence just to refine what you're doing, right? And not what you're doing. I shouldn't say what you're doing. It's how you're doing it. That's the little notch up. Oh my God, love this reading. This eclipse. And honestly, I think it's both of the eclipses. I think both of these eclipses are kind of playing their own parts here. But huge launching pad for all of us. Big shifts coming. Most of you, maybe not most of you, but yeah, maybe I probably said it. Most of you, some of this has already started. And if you don't see it physically, the shift, the change, I want to say, has already happened within you, right? You're already in alignment. You've already realized the thing that needs to go. You've already realized the things that need to fall away. You've probably recognized they're starting to fall away, right? So again, it's about being open to endless possibilities, right? Something new and better is coming. Something alignment with my soul's purpose is arriving, right? What I'm wanting wants me. What I'm seeking is seeking me, right? As I take a step towards it, it takes a step towards me. All right, my lovelies. Beautiful, beautiful reading. If it resonated, I'd appreciate it if you could like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff down below. Especially likes, it lets me know that you guys resonate with the reading, which is super important. Anything you want to share, ask me, talk to me about, you can always leave it in the comments as well. But thank you so much. And again, thank you for being patient while I was healing and recovering. I am glad to be back. We're back in action. Oh my God. Just so excited. All right, babies. I love you so much. Take care. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.